Good evening. You're welcome to Voicetv Nigeria's The Logic, where we discuss national issues and then bring you everything that is happening in Nigeria and in diaspora. Today, I'm not alone actually. My name is Mohammed Jinadu. I'm with Zainab Ahmed. And how are you, Zainab?
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Today, the Senate actually took to the floor the discourse of insecurity. Insecurity in the sense they actually narrow it down to the proliferation of illegal firearms. Zainab, there are guns in Nigerian streets. Do you feel safe knowing people have guns and they are not licensed?
Mm, that's an obvious truth. Of course, no one will feel safe in an environment where guns and ammunition is legalized. It will be unsafe for people to carry guns or ammunition, or those ammunition and guns to get to the wrong hands. I think the military and the police and other security agents should be the one in possession of such weapon, not just a common man you see on the streets.
Remember yesterday, last program, we actually showed a video of ammunition, armament in the hands of some bandits. Imagine if those ammunitions are used on our streets. We will be having what you call total decimation of a population. And here today, we'll be asking you to watch through some videos before we get into the discuss proper. Hear what were discussed on the floor of the Senate.
Been thrown up as a result of this bill, which we have consistently agitated on the floor in the past year. One of them, because our duty as a legislature is to provide the enabling environment, the legal framework for the executive to enforce so that we have a better society. We are limited when Nigerians out there begin to ask questions, what are you people doing? Other than what we are doing here, I don't think there's much that we can do. But we must continue to identify issues that will make our society a better one. As long as we have porous borders, at that whether, no matter how effective we have the legal framework, we'll continue to have these issues. As long as some people feel threatened, some groups, because make no mistake about it, it's not just the criminal elements that are buying guns. You have some communities finding their ways of buying guns for self-preservation. Why? Because they think that the Nigerian state is not protecting them. So as long as we have such grievances, no matter the number of legal frameworks that we have, we continue to have issues with such people. Because sometimes we tend to look the other way when some people openly flaunt the armament that they have and are inflicting violence on other Nigerians. We appear to look the other way, while we go aggressively against others. As long as we have this kind of inadequacies, I think we'll continue to have issues of insecurity. So I support the bill, but I think we should, in assenting to the passage of this bill, I want to draw our attention to the fact that there are larger issues that attend or surround the issues of insecurity that we have been agitating. And once again, this is another opportunity to bring it to the fore. Thank you.
Zainab, no doubt you can hear from the senator speaking, representing Benue. And he made mention of some things that I will bring to the table now. That look, there is this inadequacy. In short, he said there are inadequacies. How, when you allow certain people flaunt these firearms they own and they use them to oppress other people. Zainab, see, it's speaking to all of us. And I'm grateful with once had one of our episodes where another senator spoke on the floor saying two conversations happened between an elite herder and an elite Fulani that the other man now said, you elite, buy these guns
And give it to
and
us.
give it to us. It is speaking to all of us. We have talked about police brutality because they are handling firearms. They use them illegally against citizens. We're talking about the rich people using the people they have that are guarding them against the poor people that work for them. or who really don't follow what they
Or
want.
people who can't even afford the ammunition.
So the thing is, we need tougher measure. One, for you to assess it, we need stringent rule that if you don't follow the procedure, you can't be allowed. Like psychological evaluation, basically, because I don't know what do you think? Because the thing is, we're having a serious issue on our hands. The guns on the streets are just too much. Cultists having guns, it's just a crazy thing, Zainab.
From the video we just finished watching, you could hear the senator mentioning something like it's not just criminals that own or possess ammunition or guns. Even a common man at home keeps guns these days just to protect himself. And he made mention of something that I go with. He said maybe the citizens of this country don't feel protected anymore, or they don't feel safe, or they don't feel the security agency are doing what needs to be done. So they feel owning a gun or ammunition in the house will protect them. But
More
what I
in
think,
self-defense.
yes, self-defense. What I think is this: you have to be psychological normal before you own a gun. You have to undergo some certain training. You can't just see someone that can't even take care of or control his family of three owning an ammunition. If he gets angry, he can just fire at his wife or his kids. You understand? So even in the military or in any police, in the police settings, you have to undergo some training. You don't just give gun to a man because you just recruit him and you want him to join the army or the police force. He needs to be trained. He needs to be checked upstairs before he could handle ammunition or gun. Not talk of a common man in the society for self-defense. Well, I don't agree with everybody owning or having a right to own a gun. I don't agree with that, because most people in the street, once they get angry, they just pull out any weapon they have. And
In summary, Nigeria is not right for it.
yeah, I don't
So
think so.
which means the government must still do all it can to protect the citizens.
Yes.
Because once you don't, they seek self-help.
Yeah.
Now we still have another video, and I'm sure we'll be talking about the Senate. Probably I think a lot of things on the Senate floor discussed on this same proliferation of firearms.
Those against any, the ayes have it. Well, let me commend the sponsor of this bill and indeed all of us in the